G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. Alright, now that it is 4 o'clock on the day after Origin, probably won't be uploaded at 4 because it's currently 4 o'clock now. So yeah, hopefully my microphone's working all good and you guys can hear me. All right, so now that the smoke's cleared a bit and Origin 3 is in the books, Queensland have won. I just want to have a bit of a chat about Queensland and the performance they played. It was an amazing game from all the boys. But first of all, I would like to give a shout out to New South Wales. Man, they came to play. They honestly did. And 22-12 does not, that scoreline is a lot bigger than it should be, to be honest. Literally, it came down to if that chip and chase for Cleary comes off, Blues, we could be talking about a Blues win. Like, it's crazy to think about, but shout out to Benny Hunt. Thank you for getting that win for the Maroons. All right, first of all, as I said, I wanted to give a shout out to the Blues. I want to talk about a few of their players. Now, I know this is basically a Queensland video, but I've got to give respect where it's due. James Tedesco had one of the best captain's knocks in a losing team I have ever seen. I wouldn't have been mad if he got player of the series. He was outstanding. 292 metres, 75 post-contact metres, 7 tackle breaks. Had 2 offloads, 3 tackles. Huge game for him. I thought he was amazing. He was everywhere. He tried his heart out for his state, and I thought, huge props to him. We're all quick to judge Nathan Cleary, but he too had a good game. He had a try assist. He had 20 runs, 148 metres, 36 post-contact, 4 tackle breaks, 22 tackles, and 381 kick metres. So massive game for Nathan Cleary. Huge shout out to him as well. We're all quick to judge players for plays of the game and all that stuff, but he was enormous for the Blues. I thought Jake Travojevic was amazing. He ran 97 metres. Doesn't normally run that much. Like that's pretty good in his standards. But what I saw from him was his defense. He had 43 tackles with no misses. Huge performance for Jakey. Another player that I thought was outstanding was Jacob Saifidi. When he came on, he was phenomenal. In just 36 minutes, he had 135 metres, 53 post-contact metres, 6 tackle breaks, a line break, 24 tackles, and he also scored a try. So, huge debut for Jacob Saifidi. I thought he was outstanding. And, they were my standouts for the Blues. Now, let's talk about the game, and then I'll, go through the Queenslanders and sort of give my rating on each of them. I don't want this video to be too long, but I also don't want it to be too short either. So if you're here at this point, leave a like and do hit that sub button, guys, because it's like 90% of you guys that watch my videos aren't subscribed. Please show some support and hit that sub button. It'd mean the world to me. All right, so let's talk about some big plays for Queensland. I thought arguably the biggest play of the night was the Valentine Holmes off Nathan Cleary dropout, where Holmes kept that ball in. That was just enormous for him to go, not so much out of his way to do that, but to throw his body at that ball and keep it in. That was outstanding. I thought, huge play for him. The Ben Hunt 40-20, massive play for Queensland. I thought that was brilliant. Kalen Ponga's performance as a whole, he was amazing. We'll get to his stats shortly, but huge game for pretty much every Queenslander. I thought we all stood up and we were extremely brave, especially when, we were down to 15 men from the 4th minute of the game. Massive performance from Queensland, and I'm so proud of the boys. All right, we might as well just go over my player ratings now. So, Kalen Ponga, I've got to give him a 10 out of 10. So his stats, he scored a try, ran for 262 metres, 78 post-contact metres, 16 tackle breaks, 3 line breaks, 4 offloads, 2 tackles with no misses, and huge game from him. Selwyn Cobbo only played 2 minutes of the game. Really didn't get to do much in this at all, so we're going to give him a non-rating because I can't give him a rating on this. He just didn't get enough game time. Valentine Holmes, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I thought he was brilliant. He didn't really put a foot wrong at all. He didn't crack the 100-meter mark, but he made 97 meters, 8 tackle breaks, which I thought was enormous. He did have 9 tackles with 6 misses, so the misses is a little bit disappointing, but still a huge effort from him. Like he tried all night, and I've got to give him respect for that. Dane Gagai, nothing too bad to say on Dane's perspective of his game. He did only play 70 minutes as he got simbined for that little bit of a tiff there with Matty Burton, which I will talk a little bit about after we go through the ratings. So Gagai, I'd probably give a 6.5. He was fine, but I thought he could have been a little bit better in some aspects of his game. He had 75 meters, 2 tackle breaks, 10 tackles, 2 misses. Then that's pretty much it. So it's not an outstanding game for Gags, but it's definitely not a bad game either. Corey Yates, I thought was really good too. Going to give a 7. He did what he needed to do. Made 141 meters, 3 tackle breaks, 2 tackles. He did miss 2, so not great with the efficiency there. But still not a bad game for him. Tommy Dearden, for me, Tommy definitely deserves, I'd say, an 8. He was brilliant. I absolutely loved what the energy he brought. Defensively, he was outstanding as well. He got a try assist. That was the first try of the game where he set up Valentine Holmes. He ran for 103 meters as a 5'8" in his debut. That is crazy. He had 4 tackle breaks, 1 line break assist. He made 29 tackles and only 3 missed. We brought him into the team arguably for how well he defends, and he proved everyone right. That was the right move for Queensland to make. I judged it. I won't lie. I did judge it. I thought probably would have started Benny Hunt, but huge raps to this young fella. He was outstanding. And can we just say that he got released from the Broncos last year, signed with the Cowboys. Didn't play too much first grade last year. If you'd said to him now in the middle of July he'd be playing State of Origin, I reckon he would have laughed at you. All right, let's talk about Daly Cherry Evans. Now, I hate the amount of hate Daly Cherry Evans gets. I think he's a fantastic player. He had 70 meters, run, 1 line break assist, 21 tackles. He did miss 6, but we do know he's not the best defensive half. He had 19 kicks for 642 meters. A huge game for him. Another non-rating goes to Lindsay Collins. Only played 4 minutes. Made 5 tackles in that 4 minutes, but still, I can't rate someone that's only played 4 minutes, unfortunately. I would have loved to see him play the whole 80. That would have been amazing, but Benny Hunt, huge game. Massive game for Ben Hunt. Like, he was outstanding. One of our best. I've got to give Benny Hunt. Actually, I didn't give DCE a rating. I'm going to rate him the same as Tommy did. I'm going to give him an 8. I think both halves were brilliant. I just think that, there was aspects of the game that could have been better, but I thought they were both amazing. Benny Hunt scored a try, ran for 138 meters. Crazy stats there. He only had 1 tackle break, but that's not the end of the world. Had an offload. 37 tackles, huge work there for Benny Hunt. Also had two kicks. One of them was the 40-20. I've got to give him an 8.5 out of 10. Maybe pushing towards a 9. I thought he was, relatively good, but I still think that he probably could have. It's hard to say that he could have been better, but, I don't think he had the perfect game. I think the only player that was pretty close to, I've given him a perfect rating, was Kalen Ponga. Josh Papali'i, I thought was amazing. He stood up for us when we needed him to in the front row. 93 meters, He had one tackle break, 19 tackles, two misses. Not too bad of a performance. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he was good without being great. Very, very good knock from Josh Papali'i. Kurt Capewell, he had an outstanding game, got moved into centres, scored a try, ran for 104 metres. He had 4 tackle breaks, 1 line break, 19 tackles. Did make a couple of errors, but other than that, huge performance from him. What did I say? I think I'd give Kurt probably a 7 as well. You know, he was great. He filled into a position that he has played before, but not that much. Jeremiah Nanai, we'll start off by giving him his rating. I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was fantastic in this game. I absolutely loved what Jeremiah Nanai did. Yeah, he played the full 80 minutes. He was just, a lot of people, including myself, were worried how he'd go defensively. I thought he was very good. He did miss a few tackles, but we'll get to that in a sec. So he had 68 meters, 26 post contact meters. He had 1 tackle break, 1 line break assist. He had 5 offloads. That's crazy. 33 tackles. He did miss 8, but I thought he was still quite good. 2 errors. Look, at the end of the day, the errors weren't too bad. I wasn't too focused on them because they were predominantly just, high kicks that they were targeting to him. And if they float a little bit more backwards, Queensland probably scored tries. So can't rate him too poorly for that. But yeah, I think an 8's a pretty good rating. Maybe a 7.5. We'll lock in 7.5. But yeah, huge game for him. We're at 11 minutes already. I'll try and wrap this up now. I'll do, Paddy Carrigan and the bench, and then I want to talk a little bit about the scuffle there between Ben Hunt and Matt Burton. But Paddy Carrigan, I've got to give a 9 out of 10. He was phenomenal. I thought he was, brilliant. Personally, I probably would have given the Wally Lewis medal to Kalen Ponga. He was just enormous in that game. But he ran for 130 metres, 50 post contact meters, 2 tackle breaks, 3 offloads, 47 tackles with only 3 misses. He got through a mountain of work. Huge effort there from Patrick. All right, Tino. Big Tino off the bench. Had 116 meters, 43 post contact meters, 1 tackle break, 33 tackles, 1 missed. So good effort from Tino. I'll give Tino a 7. I thought he was pretty good, but I think there was aspects of the game he could have been a little bit better. Harry Grant, he had a try assist, nearly scored a try. He ran for 62 meters, so not too bad. He had a line break assist, 2 offloads, 24 tackles. He did miss 4, which is a bit unlike Harry Grant. He's normally pretty locked in on defence, but those big boppers running at you will be hard to stop. No errors, so pretty good knock for Harry Grant. Probably give him a 7.5. I thought he was brilliant, brought energy on when he came on. Jai Arrow, 80 metres, 32 post-contact metres, 26 tackles, 1 missed. Then we had no errors, so huge game for him. He only played 35 minutes. He did all that in 35 minutes. He was enormous. I've got to give him a 7.5. We'll give him a 7. I don't think I can give him that much higher than Tino, but for the short time he was on, he made a massive impact. And originally, I actually had him out of my starting my 17-man squad. So I'll eat my words there because I had other players there ahead of him, and yeah, he shut me up, that's for sure. Finally, Tommy Gilbert on debut played 78 minutes, only ran for 47 meters, but his tackling was amazing. 36 tackles. He got through a mountain of work. I thought he was phenomenal on debut. So yeah, I'll give him we'll give him a 7 as well. Pretty good stats there. I absolutely loved last night's game. I thought both sides came out with a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, and yeah, huge raps to both sides. But before we close off this one, I do want to have a little bit of a chat about Matt Burton versus Dane Gagai. For one, it was great to see. I love to see the BIFF back. That was amazing. I've seen a lot of people saying that Tino, should have been sin-binned as well. I disagree. I think Tino was predominantly there to break up that fight. yeah, look, he had Matt Burton in a bit of a headlock, but at the same time, like Dane Gagai was about to knock the kid out. So I think Tino actually probably saved Matty Burton there a little bit. So I definitely don't think Tino should have been sent off. I thought the bit of hiss hoss from the boys was great to see. I thought it was really, really brilliant to see that back in the NRL. But obviously this sort of stuff happens at State of Origin. It's a very passionate game. These boys are out there to win the shield for their state. So yeah, I thought while that was good to see, it was a bit disappointing to have two players off in the sin bin, but that's the rules and that's what we've all got to abide by. What else am I saying? Oh, how it all happened. Like, look, Matt Burton could have 100% avoided Kalen Ponga. He could have ran around him, and that's not just me being a biased Queenslander. Please go and watch the replay if you don't believe me. Matt Burton had every opportunity to run around him. He chose to run straight through Kalen Ponga and Dane Gagai, as I think every other Queenslander would, and probably Blues in the same situation, would react to that. And yeah, he did. So I've got nothing against Gagai for that. But yeah, huge game from both sides, in my opinion. I'm just happy the Queenslanders won because so many Blues fans were giving me shit saying Queensland have no shot. We proved you wrong. But yeah, awesome game. I loved it. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Also, comment on what you thought about my take on this game. Did I rate people too highly or too low? I'd love to hear from you guys. No one's ever going to rate someone perfect. Like, perfectly, I mean, I gave Kalen Ponga a perfect rating, but I mean, nobody's going to agree with everybody's take on the ratings. I understand that. I didn't agree with Clarkie's or Fox Sports. Like, not all of it. But yeah, huge game last night. Absolutely loved it. Shout out to you guys for tuning into this one. Thank you all so much. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.